A family moves into a 200-year-old Virginia farmhouse.
It was your typical postcard, antebellum, Southern plantation house. We wanted to be there forever.
And soon discovers they are not alone.
Is somebody there?
It spooked me. It spooked me to my core.
Not one entity, but two.
There was this really foul smell. It was like a smell of death.
One tormented soul.
This is my house. My house.
And another hell-bent on tormenting others.
You know, this thing is not going to stop.
What happens when your dream house turns into a living nightmare? In America, there is real evil. It lurks in the darkest shadows and in our most ordinary towns. Between the worlds we see and the things we fear, there are doors. When they are opened, nightmares become reality. In the fields of Southampton County, Virginia, stands a 200-year-old farmhouse. In the summer of 2008, Billy Quattlebaum moves in with his new girlfriend, Tiffany McKinnon.
Oh, be careful with that one. My china's in there.
Oh, okay, I can tell. Thank you so much.
They've been dating just 5 months.
This weather's crazy out here.
I know. Ah, found it. Have to commemorate this occasion.
Oh, okay.
It was very quick. What made me fall in love with him was just how jolly and goofy and silly he was, you know, because I'm the same way.
Oh, that's a good one.
We made a decision, you know, let's just get a place together. And she said, hey, I found this great house. You know, it's 20 acres, it's a big old house.
Both Tiffany and Billy have fallen in love with the property, in spite of its horrific past.
There's so much history in the area. It goes way, way back. Slavery and plantations as far back as the early 1600s. Tobacco and cotton were probably the first huge crops that were planted.
But the sheer beauty of the house and its surprisingly low rent are too hard to resist.
It felt like it fell into our lap. It felt like someone was basically giving us this gift to start our life with. Let's do it, let's take the leap and see where it goes.
Billy's daughter, Georgia, is 8.
What are you looking for?
My rabbit, I can't find it.
It's in this box. I remember packing it.
We wanted to get away from a lot of the traffic and the daily grind and really live quietly and peacefully.
Oh, there you are.
And Billy said one of his dreams was always to raise Georgia in the country.
Where do you think we should put this one? I think the bed would go there, probably.
That'll be good.
It was awesome. It was huge. I could roam around and people not worry about where I was because we were in the country and nothing really happened in the country.
But what the family doesn't know is that they are not alone. And the eerie presence may not be confined to just the farmhouse. It's surrounded by 20 acres of property and includes an old barn.
We got 5 or 6 chickens, 2 ducks, and a rabbit. And it was turning into a zoo overnight, but you know, Georgia loved them. Tiffany loved them. I enjoyed, the whole idea of it.
But inside, the barn has an ominous feeling.
I did start to feel like something wasn't right not long after we moved in. I went into the barn to the back stall. I noticed that there was a silence. It was eerie.
Is somebody there? Billy? The door's stuck. I can't get out. Hey, Georgia? Hey, is someone there? Hello?
It was a scary, scary feeling. I told myself, oh, it had to have been a gust of wind, even though I knew it wasn't. It's a feeling of don't look behind you, just get out of the barn.
About a week after moving in, Billy is working late while Georgia is at her grandparents'.
Let's get you fixed up here.
It was the first time I was alone in the house. The air got very thick. In the middle of summer, the temperature dropped. I felt a chill.
Billy? Billy, is that you? Hello? Billy? Billy, you won't believe what just happened. I was trying to change the light bulb in the chandelier and I heard footsteps in the house.
I was very panicked. I was really creeped out.
No, it wasn't like that.
I teased her about the house. It's the house messing with you.
No, I swear.
I was like, Tiffany, the house is almost 200 years old. The wiring isn't the greatest in the world, and old houses creak. Don't worry about it.
No, you're...
What he said to me in that moment is the house talking to you. And I remember getting angry.
No, you're no help. I'm getting out of here. I have to go.
I remember hanging up the phone and I grabbed the keys. I jumped in the truck.
For the next few weeks, Tiffany tries to convince herself that she's just imagining things.
I did the same thing when I was your age.
Our happiness, it kept my mind blocked from a lot of what was going on.
The feeling of finally having a family, it was overwhelming. I just hoped we would stay there forever.
But when night falls, that happiness is a distant memory.
Billy.
I heard a banging coming from downstairs in the house. I walked down the staircase, and the banging was louder and louder, and it was getting very intense. It was so dark that I couldn't see, and I had to open the door to see what was going on. I knew that it was an older house. I knew that it had history. I think I had an inkling already that there was some energy in the house.
Hello?
Someone was trying to let me know you're not alone.
I know you think I'm crazy. She used to tell me that. I know you think I'm crazy.
Ever since Tiffany McKinnon moved into a 200-year-old Virginia farmhouse, she's had the feeling she is not alone. Strange events plague her in her waking hours and restless nights. After 3 months of terror, the spirit finally makes his intentions clear.
This is my house. This is my house.
Get up! Let go of me! Let go of me! Let go of me!
Honey, wake up. Shh, it's okay.
You okay?
It was pretty frightening how vivid it was. He just busted through the door and he grabbed me and he screamed at me. He towered over me. His face was riddled with sadness and almost had a look of fear in his eye. When you're looking at an animal who's showing a sign of aggression, but you see that it's because they're afraid. I was very disoriented, but I just remember hearing the name Joseph. All I thought was Joseph, Joseph, Joseph.
Without telling Billy, Tiffany decides to investigate. At a local library, she locates deeds and property records and learns that the original owner of the house ran a plantation. After his death, he left the house and surrounding property to his caretaker, a freed African-American slave named Joseph.
The hair stood up on my neck and my eyes immediately teared up. It's almost like a spiritual experience, you know? If that makes sense, it was incredible.
But Joseph's story doesn't have a happy ending. Further digging reveals that shortly after he inherited the property, Joseph was forced to give it back to the relatives of the original owner.
This is my house.
An injustice had been done. It's a heavy feeling when you do know this place that you think is so beautiful, you know, for you was at one point a source of pain for somebody else.
Despite Tiffany's compassion, Joseph has made one thing clear. He wants Tiffany out.
I know who the man in my dream was.
Tiffany decides to share her findings with Billy, but he refuses to believe that the house is
This
haunted.
place.
You said a ghost?
Yes.
Are you serious?
Yes,
Like,
it's the same guy.
that was just a nightmare. You just imagined it. So-
I'm telling you, I saw him clear as day, right there.
She said, you know, this house is haunted. Okay, Tiffany. She says, no, I'm serious.
Look, don't fill your head up with this type of stuff, okay? You're just gonna drive yourself crazy.
We hadn't been living with each other that long, so now I'm starting to think maybe her mind just has an overactive imagination, maybe.
Tiffany now has an understanding of the ghost who frightened her in her dream.
I thought, okay, well, I'm getting what's going on here, and maybe I'm meant to know something, you know, maybe I'm supposed to help in some way.
But she's about to find out something far more sinister lurks at the Franklin farmhouse.
There was this really foul smell, like rotten meat or a dead rodent. It was like a smell of death.
We're fixing.
There was just another really weird thing.
Georgia, here,
What
get this.
happened?
Here,
I'm
just
gonna
go
be
ahead and get this
sick.
one. Come here. I thought we talked about this. I don't want you to bring it up the thing around Georgia.
No, it wasn't Joseph. This felt like something else.
Oh, come on. I really need you to stop this. You're scaring her.
I can't help it. There's
don't want her to
something
hate this
going
place.
on in
Stop
there.
scaring
I'm
her.
scared.
I don't know if Joseph was trying to tell me, get out, this is my house, or if he was trying to relay to me that there's something else here.
But Billy has lost patience with Tiffany's fixation on the paranormal.
That's kind of where Billy's attitude started to shift. He didn't really want to talk about it.
Leaving Tiffany feeling very alone.
It was very isolating. You have something that happens to you that scares you, and so you want to tell the person that you love, and when they're shutting it out and they're not trying to hear it, it sits in your own mind, and it gets scarier.
I would ask her what's wrong. She would just look at me and say, oh, don't worry about it, it's fine. Nothing's wrong. And she just kind of pushed it off, but I knew that something's going on.
Daddy! Daddy!
Billy, wake up. It's Georgia.
Maybe there was this battle going on within the house that we just happened to be exposed to.
This is my house.
Maybe I was just picking up on this struggle between these two energies.
For weeks, Tiffany McKinnon has been sensing the presence of two forces in her home. A ghost who is troubled, and a demonic entity she can't explain.
The other energy didn't feel human at all.
So far, Tiffany is the only one who is convinced the house is haunted. Her boyfriend, Billy, is a non-believer. And in the fall of 2008, Tiffany fears that his daughter, Georgia, is the next victim.
Daddy! Daddy!
Billy, wake up. It's Georgia.
But when Billy checks on Georgia, he finds her sleeping.
I'd never heard her at the door crying. It was Tiffany waking me up and say, hey, it's Georgia at the door crying. And I got up and she's in her bed sound asleep.
Now, Billy is more skeptical than ever.
I didn't know what to think. Never in my mind did I think it was anything paranormal or the house was haunted. There's gotta be an explanation to this.
But the turbulent night is not over. For the next few weeks, Billy becomes increasingly volatile and angry, as if he were possessed.
It was a harsh winter in that house, and that's when I really noticed Billy's demeanor shift. Quick to anger, didn't like to be asked questions. I knew who I had fallen in love with, and this was a different person.
Every single light is on in this room.
It definitely affected Georgia.
Are you in there? Georgia, did you leave the lights on in this room?
I'm in my room.
Come out here so I can talk to you about this. Come here. Come here. Look. 1, 2, 3, 4. And you're not even in here?
But I didn't turn them on.
Don't you lie to me.
It didn't sound like the same person. It didn't sound like my dad that I knew before. Then it sounded like a totally different man that I didn't see as my dad.
You don't
But
pay
I
these
didn't.
bills?
But I didn't.
You did. Look,
Hey!
I'm talking to my daughter. Back up.
Tiffany barely recognizes him. His voice like a growl. His eyes, once bright blue.
They were dark.
You need to calm down.
You need to stay out of this.
He'd never looked at me like that before. It was terrifying. I didn't know how to snap him out of this. And that's when I realized whatever was in this house, it was getting stronger and it was trying to take away my sense of security in him.
Hi, Stormy.
Georgia escapes the tension in the farmhouse by spending more time in the barn.
Did you eat the carrot I put in your cage? Hello?
One night she sees something that she can't explain. A demon in the form of a dark shadow man.
There was like this black figure where it like had the exact figure of a human, but yet it was just black. I felt like it knew that I saw it. I was terrified. I freaked out and ran back to the house.
Georgia decides not to tell anyone.
I didn't want to go to my parents and tell them because my dad hated the fact of us talking about it. So I felt alone and I felt scared and I felt helpless.
For the last 8 months, the family has been sharing the farmhouse and barn with spirits from another world. And no one is talking about it. With the family divided, the demon can now go after the weak.
I think that whatever's in that house that is evil and is sinister, it wanted to show me that it didn't matter if I was alone or if I was with the toughest guy in the world. It was going to break us.
Billy? Billy, is that you? Is someone there?
An old Virginia farmhouse is plagued with paranormal activity, tormenting the family living there. And while Tiffany McKinnon has come to terms with the ghost of a freed slave, the other entity, a demon, appears to have taken over her boyfriend, Billy.
I noticed the change in Billy.
Get over it.
Quick to anger.
Georgia, look. 1, 2, 3, 4.
I knew who I had fallen in love with, and this was a different person. I was scared constantly. How do you go up against something that you can't see?
But the demon has far worse plans for Tiffany.
Billy? Is someone there?
What the hell just knocked me down the stairs? I mean, I knew instantly it was the feeling of hands on the back of my shoulders, and it was aggressive. I looked up the staircase, and there was nothing there. It was so terrifying, I couldn't move. I didn't want to move. I knew that something else was lingering right near me, and Billy came in the house.
Billy, help me.
Billy is stunned. The sight of his girlfriend lying at the bottom of the steps is overwhelming. And in a matter of seconds, he transforms back into his old self.
Something pushed me.
Oh my God.
Like a dark shadow or something. I didn't. You believe me, don't you?
Yes, I believe you. I believe you. It's okay.
Seeing my fear right in front of his face did snap him out of a denial that he was living in.
I'm right here. It's okay. Shh.
I felt like I had him back.
I felt so bad for her, Georgia, and forever leaving them in that house. That was beyond all measure of fear to me.
Desperate for help, Tiffany reaches out to Jackie Tomlin, founder of Central Virginia Paranormal Investigations.
That's really when we started to come back together and figure out, what are we gonna do? Let's get to the bottom of this.
It just doesn't feel safe here.
Tiffany had nowhere to turn. She was completely frustrated. When you're living in fear, you're not living.
A few weeks later, the team arrives while Billy is away on business. It's now March 2009. The family has been living in the house for 9 months. Jackie attempts to make contact with the entities.
Anyone there? If you're there, show me a sign. Anything you can...
It was an amazing experience to watch the door open in front of us, but it also showed what a bold presence that we were dealing with.
After a 12-hour investigation confirming active paranormal activity, Jackie is convinced that there is a sinister presence haunting the house.
There's just so much going on at this point that we cannot explain. I knew that we were dealing with more than just a human spirit. I told her whatever was going on in her home, there were several different entities there.
I think I understand Joseph, but I need to understand this other force better.
No, you need to tread very lightly here. These are extremely dangerous forces.
If it's a negative entity, there's no reason to pursue answers from it. There's no reason to want to know why it's there. There's no reason to want to know why it's messing with your family. It should be left alone.
We're not talking about just paranormal phenomena. We're talking about supernatural.
Meaning?
Meaning it's spiritual, not human. A demon.
I told her to leave it alone, or you're looking at more physical attacks to come if you don't.
Wait. We can't do it. We can't leave. We don't want to leave. We love this place too much. There's got to be some other way. There's got to.
She really felt that it was in the best interest of our safety and our relationship as well to move out of the house.
I'm really sorry.
A few nights later, Billy is back home, Tiffany has yet to tell him about the results of the investigation.
What was that?
I don't know. You know what? I forgot to feed the animals. I'll go check on them.
Okay, I'll tuck her in. No, Alec decided. It would be much better if you just kept... Bedtime.
In Virginia, a 200-year-old home with extensive paranormal and supernatural phenomena has been tormenting a family for 9 months. Although Tiffany McKinnon no longer fears the spirit of the freed slave Joseph, she is now dealing with a demon, a powerful presence that is wicked in nature.
You need to tread very lightly here. These are extremely dangerous forces.
Paranormal investigators have advised them to move.
What do you mean leave our house? We put all of our energy here. We put all of our money here. Like, this is where we want to be, and we can't see ourselves anywhere else.
Tiffany keeps the warning to herself, determined to stay in her home. But one night, she makes a gruesome discovery in the barn and realizes that the demon will stop at nothing to hurt them.
Stay here. Tiffany! Tiffany! What happened?
Dead. They're all dead.
It was horrible. They're just dead laying there, no marks on them, just dead.
I just think whatever was there just sucked the life out of them.
And they would have to break the news to Georgia.
It was devastating, and it was devastating for Georgia. She's just seeing death and death and death.
When I learned about the death of the animals in the barn, it was terrifying and very heartbreaking at the same time. In my mind, I was like, it's the man in black. He's doing everything in his power to scare me.
In desperation, the family turns to their last resort.
Thank God you're here. Come on in.
I reached out to the Catholic churches in Franklin.
And the idea was this priest is going to bless this house, and whatever is in this house, this is the weapon we're going to use.
I've been attacked. Billy's felt it. And the animals. We have a daughter, and we just don't feel safe.
Well, most times there's a perfectly reasonable explanation of what's going on. An exorcism is not even needed.
You could tell that this guy did not believe any word of it.
Is this your daughter's bedroom?
Yes.
Until the temperature starts dropping and the smell of rotten meat's going on.
That's what I was talking about. There's something here.
Hold on, where are you going?
This is all the house needs.
That's all?
The house is fine.
I mean, he was in and out of the house in less than 5 minutes.
Rather than stay in battle, he chose to run.
Is that it? Hey!
Here's holy water. Sprinkle it around the house. Put the sign of the cross on your daughter's forehead every night during prayers, and she'll be okay. You know, the only way it can hurt you is if you believe in it. Guess what, pal? Things are happening and we believe.
For the next few days, the family follows the priest's instructions, praying that the ritual will put the entities to rest.
It did look a little brighter. It smelled a little sweeter. And I thought, okay, well, maybe this worked. I started to feel Joseph less and less after the priest came. I hope it's because the presence of that priest and even my own personal prayers for Joseph helped him and sent him to heaven. I felt like Joseph was trapped there because this other thing was keeping him there.
Thy kingdom come, thy will be done, on earth as it is in heaven.
I was hoping that, everything would go back to normal. It would be like a peaceful, happy family.
Lay down, sweetie.
In Virginia, a monstrous and deadly demon is hell-bent on driving Billy Quattlebaum, his girlfriend, and his daughter out of a 200-year-old haunted farmhouse.
There's no safety nets when it comes to this type of thing. The ride ain't over and then you get to go on about your day. This is something that you're living with.
The voice that I heard, it didn't sound like a normal person's voice. It sounded like kind of altered, and, kind of just weird. It sounded like it was coming from directly next to me.
For Billy and Tiffany, the breaking point has finally come.
Georgia? Baby, what happened? Are you okay?
It was the man in black. He was standing right there. He called my name.
All right, let's just get out of here. Come on, baby.
That was it. We were ready to go. I wasn't even gonna let it escalate beyond hearing a voice. You said her name. You acknowledged her. That's it. I'm done.
This thing has graduated from footsteps and closing doors to now it's stowed you down the stairs. It's banging on her door or her windows. It's killed every animal that we own. The priest didn't help us. The investigation seemed to have stirred it up. We gotta get out of here.
Okay, get in there. Watch your head. Get inside.
Okay.
I don't even think I looked in the rearview mirror at this place as we were leaving the driveway.
It's September 2009. The family has survived more than a year of sheer terror. They break their 3-year lease and move out. For Billy, Tiffany, and Georgia, the ordeal is finally over.
Now look at your cards. See what we got.
In June 2013, Billy Quattlebaum marries Tiffany McKinnon in a small ceremony in Franklin, Virginia.
Been together a long time, and it's great. It's wonderful. You realize that maybe the dream isn't all in the house, but it's in the person.
2 pairs right there. That's a pretty good hand.
After everything that happened in the old house, the family is still haunted by memories and evidence. A closer inspection of the photos the family took on move-in day at the farmhouse reveals a frightening image, a ghostly form caught on camera.
My eyes teared up, and the hair on my arms and the back of my neck stood up. And I was kind of winded by it because it was so evident. And Billy didn't even want to look at it.
Some people don't believe, but I know that ghosts and demons and paranormal activity in general is real. It is very real.
The house in Southampton County still stands and is now home to a new family. It is unknown whether or not they've experienced anything supernatural.
We ride by it from time to time now and just barely look over there at it. I kind of believe there was several things going on there. Maybe Joseph at one time was trying to warn Tiffany in the beginning what is to be expected. And he's being tormented too, maybe.
It was a supernatural evil and is solely created to destroy. As far as the experience with the house, I don't ever want to forget it because I learned a lot of things about faith and strength and love for the people around you.